Oh my goodness, guys, I am so excited to be sharing this with you right now. At our last Facebook Live, our Art Therapy Thursday for Hope and Healing at Home, we did the repurposed journaling exercises, and I told you as I was doing that, someday I'm going to make a journal out of these because I'm really feeling inspired by them. Well, I did not procrastinate. I kept plugging away at it, and here it is. I finished it today. The Repurposed Journal. So I used string to combine the signatures or group of pages. I used faux leather and bookbinder's tape to cover recycled cardboard. I used a clay bead that I shaped in it like an acorn. I made this years ago. It's been looking for a purpose. I sacrificed a really fancy hairband as the clasp. So I'm very excited to show you this. I'm also really excited I decided to re-gift this to my grandma, who had given me the book, the original book, to start with. She may not have wanted it back, but I'm hoping in this new form that it's an inspiration to her as she's taking a writing class and wanting to share stories of her childhood and new stories that she's creating. So some of the pages I used in their original format, some I cut out, some I tore, recombining it in new ways. I added lines to write on, and I left places for drawing and writing with outlines. I have multiple layers that are interactive. These leaves, there is no way I am patient enough to cut them all off, so yes, I used a paper punch. I love these things. I used very little paper from other sources. I did use some paper bags, again from the recycling area of my house. It's really hard sometimes to throw things away, so I love finding a new way to use them. The mood I kept with the feelings of the original book with the color scheme, which allows it to, as you see these other pages showing themselves on the edges, it allows it all to flow. It gives it a color harmony that's really nice. To recap some of the repurposed journaling activities, prompts that we did on Thursday, was to go through the book and find images that just struck you and made you want to keep them. And the words that you liked, you could recombine them in different ways. That was one of them. I really loved making the gates actually working gates, and having these new stories develop for characters on different pages of the book. It's just really fun to watch it just evolve. It kept drawing me in. Very little is planned. It just kept working. Okay, so again, this is another example of, I had this piece of paper that went with the color scheme. I loved this image of the girl from one page, and there was this poem that I liked pieces of, and I didn't really like other pieces. So I just tore out the pieces I liked, glued them down, and created my own, if you want to call it a poem, a story, a thought. Hopefully it will spark some responses of stories, thoughts, memories, dreams for my grandma, and that she can fill it up. This next page, I will tell you, this one's my favorite. Originally, there was writing up here, and this terrific rocky, I don't know what you want to call it. Is it a mountain? I'm not sure what it is. But I really liked it for some reason, and as I was ripping up words, I came up with this phrase that has stuck. I glued that on right away. I'll read it to you here. I very often try to imagine where art blooms, pure beyond believing. So that went on there. I knew that was going to happen. There was this guy and this dog that I really liked and this bird. Didn't know how to combine them on the page, but I just really liked them. And as I was flipping things back and forth, the dog flipped over, and I realized it had this great pattern on the back. So I used that. To solve the problem of these other words that were up here that I didn't like, I cut them out, so now there's a hole in the page, and I didn't know if I should have that be a window to the page behind it or not, but I chose this mustardy or like dark golden color, used marker and pen to create sort of a texture around the edge, and had, I'm like, oh, it looks like the sun and this bird I love. We're gonna have the bird flying in front, like maybe it's leaving this cliff, mountain, rock formation. And then as the signatures all came together, something I love about this whole spread is this dark mustard color repeats, this white and this black repeats, and that was not planned out ahead of time. And then as you just keep turning these layers, the uneven pages, new stories develop. I hope this inspires you to put some of those old books that you liked, but you're kind of done reading or you're not sure what to do with, or that cool book that you got at the thrift shop, 25 cents, put it to use. Make it work for you. Put it in a format that you will want to flip through and enjoy over and over. And so that's something I love about this whole idea is the original author, illustrator, the artist, the editor, they had a purpose in mind, and it inspired lots of people. And then I took it. It inspired me to do something totally different than their intention. And then it's going to go to my grandma now, and we'll see what it inspires for her. And secretly and selfishly, I'll tell you, I'm really hoping she writes in it and sends it back to me, or at least shows it to me somehow. This was another journaling technique that we went over on Thursday. Of just taking a page of words, circling ones that make sense to you that day, and blotting out with pen, marker, opaque paint. Opaque just means that you can't see through it. So that all you have left on the page are the words, the thought, the story, the poem that meant something to you that day. I hope this inspires you to do something creative, to put old things into new use, and enjoy your creativity in whatever format it's coming today. If you want more art therapy ideas, check out Hope and Healing at Home on Facebook. Every Thursday I do a live session called Art Therapy Thursday. Always open to new suggestions on what to address, and I will post some more videos on YouTube. And I do have a website, hopeandhealingathome.com, with some other resources for you. So thanks, and have a great day.